Hey, what's up guys? Back from the last video as promised. Today's trick that we're going to be trying to teach is how to do an ollie, and this is for all my beginner skaters out there. I've got a couple buddies who have recently started skating, kind of recently, been trying to get into it. So I figured instead of just going out of the way and teaching everybody how to do certain tricks over and over again, I promised I'd start a YouTube series. So today's trick for all you beginners, I'm going to teach you guys the quickest way to do an ollie, how to practice it, and how to learn the foot placement, the movement, and everything. So anyways, let's get into it. So first things first, what is an ollie? An ollie is where you're riding the board, pop the tail, slide your front foot, and while popping and sliding your foot, you're going to even out the board, bring it up, and boom. It's pretty much the trick you do when you want to jump over stuff. So stairs, curbs, objects, gaps, rails, pretty much anything. It's pretty much how to do a jump in skateboarding. It's pretty much all it is it's you taking the board with you to jump. So it looks something like this. So first things first, where should you put your feet to do an ollie? Me personally, I put my foot somewhere along halfway across the board with my heel hanging off, just behind the bolts up front. Your back foot, you want your first 2 or 3 toes with the ball of your foot pressed on the very end of the board, with your 2 little toes hanging off, your heel hanging off, and your feet both straight. So pretty much to do the ollie is you're going to use the ball of your foot to snap the board down to bounce it off the ground. And while doing that, you're going to bring that back foot up to jump. And with your front foot, as soon as you get it popped to the ground, you're going to slide with the side of your shoe, where you can see mine's all ripped up. You're going to slide with the side of your shoe up here to the pocket of the nose. You're going to bring it up, slide it, and then plant your foot back down. And what that's going to do is when you snap the board off the ground, that front foot's going to even it out, bring it up, and by jumping with your back foot, you're going to catch it right here on the bolts with your back foot, and all your front foot is doing is sliding to even the board out. Boom, you land it. Now a quick little disclaimer, the further you have your foot back, at least in my personal experience, the further you bring that front foot back, the higher you can ollie. The closer your front foot is to the bolts, you're not going to get as much momentum to slide that board up with that front foot. So if you're trying to ollie something really, really high or something bigger, you probably bring your foot back a little more. And then if you're just trying to learn the ollie, or like just get the basics, you can leave your foot right behind the front bolts. Okay. If you don't know where to start with what to learn first, I'm going to teach you what I explained to my buddy the last time we were skating. He was trying to learn. All you're going to do is practice this. Pop the board to where you pop it up on 2 wheels and catch it with your hand. And just move your back foot around, feel what's comfortable to you. See that you can cleanly pop the board up and catch it with your hand. Just practice doing that, okay? So if you're confused about how to pop the board or how to begin, because it is frustrating when you're first learning, but first things first is find your foot positioning, because it's going to help you a whole lot more when you actually go to do the trick. So you can move your toes around, you can move it off the board, on the board, forward, backward, whatever works best for you. And what you're going to do is you're going to get a feel for popping that tail with the ball of your foot and with your toes and catching it. So when you're popping it like that, both sets of trucks are coming off the ground, and you're just going to get consistent with doing that every single time. Just practice. And then once you've got that down, you can pop the board and catch it every single time. You're getting comfortable with it. You're going to hop on the board, and with your front foot, what you're going to do is you're just going to bring the board down and just practice sliding that front foot like so up the board. You're just going to balance like this and just practice sliding it, okay? That's all you're going to do, is find a comfortable spot where you can balance on the board, where your front foot is out of the way. You could keep it comfortably on the board, you can keep your balance, and just practice sliding the side of your shoe up the board to where this nose begins, and then flattening it out, okay? Just like that. And do that until you can find a comfortable foot positioning for your front foot and for your back foot. Now, once you've got both of those figured out, you can do this. You're comfortable with your front foot sliding up and down. You're gonna practice the trick. I recommend stationary first. Now, keep in mind, this is a beginner trick, but when you first start learning how to skateboard, it's awkward. You have to learn how to balance to ride the board. You have to learn foot positioning for all your tricks, what's gonna work for you, what stance you are, goofy, regular, you know what I mean? There's a lot that goes into it, but this is probably one of the more simple tricks to learn. And I guess the number one tip I can give you is just practice, practice, practice. You can practice by ollieing stationary in the grass. You can practice it on the road. But definitely practice those two things I showed you with popping the tail and with sliding your foot. And once you get on the board, it's gonna be difficult at first, but once you really start to get that fluent, get those put together, you're gonna start landing ollies a lot more than you think. And then once you've got it mastered stationary, practice it going slow at first. And try to do it moving, try to do it rolling. And remember to just try to land it first. Don't try to go for super crazy high ollies or anything. And once you get more comfortable with doing it, you can slide that front foot back more and try to get more air time. And once you've got that down, you can do ollies rolling on the ground, whatever. You can practice going over little cracks like that in the road. You can practice ollieing down the curb. Just start by practicing little stuff. I used to ollie the garden hose and just move your way up and up to bigger things. And the more you practice it, the better you'll get it, the more you'll master it. Anyways, guys, that's been my quick little tutorial on how to ollie. I just explained it pretty much the way I learned it like 12, 13 years ago when I was teaching myself how to ollie. I couldn't figure it out. So those are a couple secret methods that I used when trying to learn the ollie. I learned the ollie in about 3 days using those methods. So anyways, I hope this video was a help, you guys. As always, please like the video, comment if you want any specific tricks. Remember to subscribe, and thank you guys for all the love and support. And yeah, this is till the next video.